Hi everyone, this is Ocean Spirit Cosmic Tide. Today I'm going to do a reading on sorry, the incense is right in the way. I'm going to do a reading on getting called to, or you've done a lot of work on yourself. So going to have a bit of a pull of the cards and let's see what we get. Let's need to move this incense out the way a bit more. Okay. So this is one of the decks that we're using. It's the Witch's Tarot. This deck, I really like this deck, and then we're using this one, which I think is the Divine Tarot. I'm pretty sure this is the deck, but in saying that, let's just have a bit of a read and see what the cards have got to tell us. I think at the moment everyone feels like things are very crazy and maybe feel a little bit out of control. A bit like how the weather is. But in saying that, I feel like everyone is still... that's just, I feel like that's just a... no. I feel like as much as things feel that way, you still feel pretty good within what's going on. Like, good things are happening. So, in saying that, we've got the Queen of Pentacles that popped out. Yeah, I feel like everything is going on crazy around you. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out and how I actually was feeling it. So I sort of feel like everything around is very crazy and out of control. And maybe it's the people around you, or just certain things that are happening. But you yourself may feel a little bit of that craziness within the energy or within yourself. But then when it comes to things happening throughout the day, you're seeing a lot of good things that are coming through. So it kind of, the energy, I think that craziness that's going on is a little bit more of an illusion or things passing out. So we've got the Queen of Cups that's come out as well. So your Queen of Pentacles is all with your money, very grounding. So that could be a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that have been coming through, a lot of things going well for yourself. I see all the red in the background, which is that fire horse energy that's coming through in February, and that is fiery and it's red, but it's kind of come through fast. Which might be how people are feeling. Like things are going really well and you're seeing a lot of good things coming through. But at the same time, things are going very fast. But you've got a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion around you. You could be clearing out a lot of things and having a lot of emotions. That is big at the moment, especially coming into this new Capricorn moon. It's going to bring up a lot of things, but at the same time, it's going to keep you very grounded because a Capricorn is grounded, but it's fast as well. You can see with it too, she's got all these little pentacles or pearls. So you've definitely been... whatever you've been working through, you've been working through it on your own and just concentrating on your money or your work, your home, anything that brings you happiness. I think that's what you've been doing. You might even like the ocean and the sound of the ocean. I always find that's really smoothing. So we've got the Eight of Wands. There can be a lot of communication coming through, a lot of different opportunities coming through. That's the Seven of Wands. And I said the 8. Slip-ups are always meant to be. I feel like with that card, you have so many things are going so fast, and you have so many opportunities that maybe you feel like your head's spinning, like you're feeling a bit emotionally drained, or you know, you could be mentally feeling drained. There's something where things are going really good for you, and you don't doubt that for a second, but I think things are coming through so much and so fast, and they're only going to keep getting faster the moment that fire horse energy comes through. That whether you feel like you doubt yourself a little bit, or whether you're taking the right opportunities, but in seeing that you got the Queen, and both Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups, you're definitely sitting and you're not jumping to things so quickly. You're not, maybe before in the past, every opportunity that would come through, and maybe because you didn't always get a lot of different opportunities, you were always having to chase things, then things coming to you, that you just grabbed everything that come through. And I think now you're sitting back and you're sitting back and you're gonna work through and your feelings and how if this opportunity is gonna work for you and what you're gonna gain out of this opportunity before you just jump at every single one. So I feel like you're fighting them off a little bit, like, because there are so many coming through, and it's always a good feeling, like when you do have a lot of good opportunities coming through, or just a lot of opportunities in general. Like when you had to chase for everything all the time, sometimes that can be really draining as well. But you got the Four of Cups. You know, with the feelings and stuff kind of getting drawn up at the moment and getting bring up, that could be, you know, you going through things of the past. And if things from your past are coming up, go through and follow, let them emotions work their way out and work through them. Don't bring them into this new energy. Let go of them and just release them to the universe. Like, but you're definitely going to have things from your past going to come up, and you're going to feel them emotions. And that's what I got a lot of that Queen of Cups. She's definitely working through things. She's not overly emotional. She's sitting within emotions and she's working through them. And she's staying quiet. So this could be things that you're working through and going through yourself. But then you've got the Lovers. And I really feel like that you yourself are starting to fall back in love with yourself. You're starting to realize that you don't need someone else to make you happy. You're working through the things that you've been through and then past energies, and you're releasing them. And do that. Release them to the universe. The universe will take care of them for you. But I think as much as that could be a new love that's coming through, but as well, I really feel like that's you falling back in love with yourself and finding who you are and where you want to go in life. And especially with this new 9-year cycle, you want to do that. You want to set the proper seeds and watch them sprout. Like, have them good opportunities in the things. You don't want to bring in things from your past and things that you've been through. Yeah, you take them as lessons, and if you can learn from them and you can help other people, that is unreal. But at the same time, you need to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself first, then when someone does come into your life, you they're not going to know how to treat you properly in the way that you should be treated because you don't treat yourself well. So I love that. We've got the Page of Swords at the bottom. Okay. Might get a couple more cards and then we'll clarify. But I feel that's, yeah, that's beautiful energy. It's especially stuff that you want for like a year one, like a first year of the cycle, is all about clearing out things which you would have done in that last year of a 9-year cycle. Work through a lot of things that you don't need anymore. And this year one, as much as a lot of people say that it's all about, you know, you're going for what you want and making the life that you want for that new 9-year cycle, a lot of it as well is still bringing up some old emotional baggage that you haven't probably worked through, and still clearing out things that, not as much clearing out, but looking at things, whether that's you want to still follow through with that for this next 9 years, or whether that doesn't do you justice or it doesn't serve you anymore. So we've got the 9 of Wands. You see that light in the background. You're definitely keeping things to yourself. You're strong. And I think you have kept your walls up and you're starting to open back up. You can just see by the darkness in the sky, like them clouds, and then the darkness in the ground, and you've got that wall up. And I feel like you can see the light starting to shine on back through, and you're starting to open back up. Maybe you've done a lot of work on your heart chakra. You're starting to release a lot of what's hurt you and a lot of what's played on your emotions and that you've kept down deep, and you're starting to open back up. You're starting to realize that you are beautiful and you do deserve the best in life. Which goes a lot with that Lovers card. You're starting to fall back in love with yourself. Because you can see by the angel in the background, like, you know, she has that beautiful, she knows who she is, and she knows she's beautiful and she's gorgeous. And you have that gorgeous, like, light energy around you too. And I think other people are starting to see that. I think you've kept it hidden for so long that now it's starting to come back out. You got the 9 of Swords. So with your 9 of Swords, it is things from your past, and that's where I sort of feel like as though that you've been working through them. You could have been working through them in your dreams, like your subconscious. Sometimes when you're asleep, your subconscious will work through them emotions and them things that really hurt you that you can't face to look at. And sometimes you will wake up with that residue of that feeling of nervousness or anxiety. But as that passes throughout the day, you start to realize that each day that goes past, you're feeling better and better. And that's just what I get off the 9 of Swords. Like, they're really hurtful, painful things that you've been through and that you don't want to face emotionally. But when you're asleep, because she's lying on the bed, and I think that you go through them in your sleep. So you could have always had a lot of dreams, and a lot of dreams of things that have happened in your past. But I think that's all starting to go at the moment. And talk to the universe, like, and let the universe know that you want to release these sort of dreams, and you want to release what no longer serves you. The universe always helps you with stuff like that. So now we've got the 4 of Cups. I feel like in the past, a lot of people doubted you, or a lot of people emotionally hurt you, where I think that's what made you feel closed off. Maybe everywhere you go, like, people are good to start off with, and then for some reason people change. And you feel like everyone's got something to say about you. And it's always kind of in a negative way. I really feel like anything like that, and especially with how the weather is at the moment, the wind kind of blows away all the illusions, and your rain comes down and it washes away all the negativity, and the sun comes back out. And that's how I feel like that in this card. I think things that have gone on in your past and over time that people have been able to chit chat and people have been able to bad mouth or put negativity out there about you, I think now is massive, and it's all getting, the illusions are getting blown away. And you've got the Nine of Cups coming through. So that's definitely like an upgrade from this. So I think this is, you know, you've been working through it, and you had the Five of Cups as well, which were both underneath each other. And you can see that so much emotions and so much hurt that you've been through. And that could be friends, it could be past lovers, it could be just things from when you were younger, like your childhood. But I think it's all getting cleared out because you got the Knight that's coming through. I think you've worked on so much of this, and your Knight falls underneath your Lovers, which is you've fallen back in love with yourself, and I think people can see that. So people are going to treat you different, and they're going to come through with a lot more emotion and caring towards you. It's definitely, when you have been through like a lot of hurt in your past, it is really hard to open yourself back up. And that's what we see in this card. Like, you're opening yourself back up. You're opening up your heart again that you've kept blocked off for so long. And with doing that, that brings through, like, when you know how to treat yourself properly and you show yourself love, that then shows other people how to treat you. And people know then that they can't get away with treating you a certain way. Because if you don't treat yourself that way, then how do they think they're going to get away with treating you like that? So then you had the Two of Swords that popped out. I did want to grab the Temperance, and that's just, I feel like your Two of Swords is a crossroads. Like, at the moment that you may not feel as though you've gotten past that, or you might not feel as though people are treating you different. But having your Temperance, you can definitely see that the rainbows come out, that sunshine has come through, and all them illusions and you being blindsided to things is all starting to, you're going to start seeing it. I think you're very hidden to a lot of things before, and a lot of people's underlying energies. I feel like it was a lot of jealousy, really. And I think you're very hidden to it. And I feel like you always sort of feel as though it was something that you done wrong. But you could have as well. Sometimes when you carry a lot of that emotion, a lot of your emotions and a lot of your hurt from the past, you carry that with you, and people can see it. Like, it's your aura around you, and a lot of people can see as well the hurt in your eyes. But I think with working through like a lot of that emotions and starting to treat yourself better, and they could just be little things, starting to look better, starting to look after yourself better again, and have that care, like that beauty routine, like to look after yourself and to dress nice and to dress for yourself. Like, just because you dress up doesn't necessarily mean that it's for somebody. And you can see in that card, like, she's pretty plain. She's not really too bothered. But you can see with the Temperance, she looks beautiful. She's got a beautiful silky flowy dress on. She's got colour about her again. And I think that's what people are seeing now. And as much as you were blindfolded from that in the past and you couldn't see the deception and what people were doing behind your back, I think you can see it all now. It all comes to light. And I think the more you keep on treating yourself properly and looking after yourself, and that could even be eating better, it could be sleeping better. There's so many different things that you could be doing for yourself. It doesn't necessarily just mean that just because I say that you weren't treating yourself better, it doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't eat well, or you didn't look after yourself well, or anything like that. It has a lot to do with your thoughts and what you think about yourself and the negativity that comes through. And shutting that negativity down when it does come through, it really helps, because you've got to really change your mindset. And the moment that you change your mindset, and if that negative thought comes through, you shut it down straight away. I don't believe that, and I don't need that. Then you start to realize that everything around you starts to change, because the more negative thoughts that come through, the more that you're gonna keep on feeling that. And the moment you start to feel good about yourself, the more everyone else sees that too, and people's perception change of you. Don't get me wrong, jealousy is still always going to be there, but if you can ride up past that and you keep on being yourself and feeling good for yourself, people will start to see that and treat you that way, because the sun comes out. And I said the Eight of Wands before, and there you got it. So that's a lot of communication. It could also be someone from your past that did hurt you is coming through with communication. We've got the Page of Pentacles at the bottom. I think that's a beautiful spread. Like, don't get me wrong, like, we got the Capricorn new moon. Is it new moon or full moon? I always get mixed up with the two of them. But that's going to bring a lot of being a lot more grounded, because they are an earth sign, but as well as going to bring up a lot of emotions. And I think in this past, I think we had a Cancer. So maybe it's a Capricorn full moon, and we had a Cancer new moon. Cancer's all your emotions. So as much as you might have felt like the new was coming through, but all these old emotions were coming up, that's what the Cancer moon does. So it brings up all them old emotions and it makes you look at them, because you want to start off this new 9-year cycle with at the highest possible that you could be. So, and that is by clearing out a lot of your past traumas and a lot of your past emotions and trying to work through as much as you can. If you need to cry, cry. Let it all out, because by crying, you're letting out them feelings. And if you keep them buried down, they're just going to keep on rearing their ugly head each time something happens or something triggers you. But if you can work them out and really look at them, and then release them, you will find that you won't get so triggered by things, and you'll feel a lot lighter in your heart and within yourself. So you got the Nine of Cups. And with your Nine of Cups, I really feel like that's past energies. That's past people that have done you wrong. And I feel like that they're really seeing how well and how good that you are doing now. How much you have changed and how much you've changed for the better. You haven't stayed in this Two of Swords blindfolded and being caught up in your emotions, whether that's depression or anxiety, or some of us have all got PTSD, and that can rear its ugly head when you get triggered by things. But you've really worked through the things that you've needed to work through, and a lot of people can see that. They can see the change in you, and so that's a lot of your past seeing. And maybe, they might be kicking themselves for actually putting doubt in you and not thinking that you're as strong as what you were. Maybe the things that you went through, and when you were in that bad time, the people that judged you, and instead of really looking at the bigger picture of the things that you were going through and offering help, they more so wanted to judge and kick you more while you're down. I think they're kicking themselves now because they see how beautiful you are and how much you've worked through it and how much you've changed. And then you've really leveled up. Like, you can go through so much hurt and some things that can be massive, like in life. And if you can come out better than what you were, that just shows how strong you are and how much the universe has got your back. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. So that's that fast energy that I said. You've got the horse there as well, which is that fire horse, and it's going to come through very fast. And I feel like that's starting to come through in the energy a little bit at the moment, that real fieriness, and things are going to come through really fast. But with your Two of Pentacles, you can see that he's juggling. But as well, he stays stable. Like, he doesn't jump at every opportunity that comes through. You're going to sit back and you're going to look and see whether it's going to benefit you in the long run or whether you're just going to stay stuck. And I think that is the best thing, because I think in the past, you probably jumped at every opportunity that come through, and then sometimes you stayed stuck. You didn't go anywhere. So then you're having to chase something else. And that can become very emotionally draining. But I really feel like exactly what I got when I first got this message, and I actually got it 2 days ago because I wasn't bothered to do a reading. But it was that you've done so much work on yourself. And I can definitely see that in the cards. With having your Queen of Pentacles and your Queen of Cups, that you stay grounded and you have been working a lot on your money and looking at what opportunities that you do have and what's going to benefit you. And we have to do that at the moment. Like, the cost of living is unbelievable, and you really need to. You're not looking at what's going to hurt people and putting yourself last, and always looking out for other people. And I think a lot of us that are emotionally sensitive, we tend to do that. We don't want to hurt somebody else by leaving